Today's video is going to open up your mind to your chart. Oh my gosh, value, meaning, and purpose, and you believe that power is limited. This video has a little bit more energy in it. Fixed signs truly are black and white. It's very extreme. Everyone has fixed signs in their chart, and there are 4 of them, and we're going to talk about what do the fixed signs actually do in your chart, what do they mean, what do they provide you with, how can you use them, and actually how they kind of hinder you as well. So are you loyal? Are you resilient? Do you hold on tightly to the things that you love? Are you committed? Do you grow things easily? Money, people, buildings, wealth, that is fixed energy. And let's look at the fixed energy in your chart and see what it's doing. It's so exciting. And today's video is going to open up your mind to your chart in a whole new way. I cannot wait to share this video with you. So we are specifically talking about Taurus, Leo, Scorpio energy, and Aquarius. So go look and see where those signs are in your chart. And also, do you have planets in those signs? Because if so, those planets are fixed. I also want you to look at the 2nd house, the 5th house, the 8th house, and the 11th house. Those are the fixed houses. And if you have your sun or one of your planets in 2nd, 5th, 8th, or 11th house, well, then that planet, no matter the sign, is operating in a fixed house. So today, we're going to unlock the loyalty code in your chart. Where are you most loyal, and to whom, and to what, and how do you interact with loyalty? Now, the fixed signs in your chart are so important. The fixed houses are too, because they show you what you will grow and how you will grow it. So through your 4 fixed signs and your 4 fixed houses, right? And if you have a fixed sign on the ascendant, the descendant, the midheaven, or the IC, so that's one of the angles, then you are very fixed, and this video is going to be extra potent for you because those are the main arteries to the whole entire chart. And if your arteries are fixed, well, that's no small thing. So wherever you have these 4 fixed signs, and everybody's got them, even if you don't have planets in them, but wherever you have these 4 fixed signs, it is so important because you're going to learn consistency, loyalty, lessons around reliability and perseverance, your own perseverance, what it takes to actually reach and maintain your goals in this lifetime. And you will have a sense of traditions and valuing that which came before you. This is the part, even if you're Aquarius, because remember, Aquarius has Saturn as a co-ruler too. So this is the part of your soul's contract that is patient and persistent and tenacious, and it has a great reserve of power. You can study this through your natal birth chart, through your transits and progressions, and oh my gosh, your solar return chart. So you might not be a fixed energy person natally, but your solar return chart is all of a sudden so fixed, and you're wondering why your life has gotten so concretized this year, right? Why did you plant roots, get married, have a baby, build a house, and open up a new business, bricks and mortar? Why? I've always been a gypsy my whole life. Well, you might be having a fixed sign or a fixed house year. This is, in order, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And then, by association, because houses and signs are not the same thing, you got to go look in your own chart in the 2nd, the 5th, the 8th, and the 11th. And do you have a lot of planets or primary planets? Primary planets are the sun through Mars, and sometimes I also include Jupiter. In this video, we are talking about fixed signs, but there are 3 modalities: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So it helps me understand one modality, today fixed, in the context of all 3. You can think of a mode as a type of expression, and it's how a particular element, fire, earth, air, or water, uses its energy. Does it use it in a fixed way? Cardinal signs initiate and get things done, and fixed signs find meaning through growing and building things that they value. And now mutable signs are the multitaskers that are the great adapters, helping us create and embrace change between what was and what is. And I'm going to do a different video on those other modes, But today I'm going to talk all about the fixed signs and how they operate in the chart. Let's talk about Taurus. Taurus is fixed earth energy. So wherever you have Taurus energy, this is where you're steadfast and loyal. This is where you are also intensely sensitive and also very understanding. Now, bulls don't show their sensitivity, but there is a sensitivity inside Taurus energy. And this is also where you are steadily productive and extraordinarily predictable. And this is also where you will find fertility. Yes. So what part of your chart represents fertility, right? Where are you growing new things? So it's not just making a baby, having a baby. It is growing something with fertile soil. And I should also say Taurus rules the second house natally. So the second fixed sign, it's Leo and it's fixed fire. It rules the fifth house. And so this is wherever you have Leo in your chart, where you are self-assured and creative and warm and sincere, and where you crave being well developed and admired. This is where you have extreme affection and love, and this is where you will develop an artistic expression and where you will feel inspired. And this is when you come from the lower side of Leo, of course, you can experience vanity and arrogance and self-absorption, and you can be falsely modest, the humble brag. Like, oh, last time I was with George Clooney, I know, right? The humble brag. And this is also where you can be hedonistic and narcissistic. Let's talk about the third fixed sign, and that is fixed water, Scorpio, and also rules the eighth house. And when you're healthy and positive, you can be a regenerative and transformational resource for yourself and for others. By the way, if you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, I do want to invite you to go look for my masterclass on my soulnavigation.com website under the tab that says Learn Astrology. It's coming. It's not up right now, but maybe by the time you're watching this video, it will soon be there. It's being edited right now, but my Scorpio masterclass was so good. And we looked at Scorpio in a whole new light. So I don't want to be redundant here, but if you are interested in Scorpio energy, go watch that masterclass. It's really good. This is where you are extraordinarily loyal to the death, I would say. So you want to see where you have Scorpio energy and who and what are you loyal to. You can also be the rebuilder, the phoenix that rises from the ash, the shaman, and you can inspire a newfound faith in other people. You can also blaze new trails by making the taboo side of life more normalized. And when you come from the lower side of Scorpio, should I use my microphone? I moved it out of the way and I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to use it now. When you come from the lower side of Scorpio, you can become completely self-destructive and manipulative, and you can become the archetype of the vampire in lust with your own power and control. You can also become a great sadist or a masochist. The fourth and the last fixed sign is that of Aquarius, and it is fixed air, and it rules the 11th house. And when it's positive in your chart, it can be very gregarious and friendly with other people, and it can be a very loyal friend and loyal to social and humanitarian causes, broad ideas to help improve society or humanity. And it can also be extraordinarily opinionated and loyal to what it believes in. It can be very loyal to its own routine, not wanting to be persuaded or just go with the majority. It doesn't like the cookie cutter. It's not going to do what everybody else is saying you should do. When they are coming from their lower side, this sign can feel alienated, alone, kind of cold, not wanting to adapt your energy to the expectations of other people, not wanting to make your lifestyle accommodate to someone else's routine and whatever your friends say, you're just not going to operate that way. You could become very fixed and rigid and crystallized in your own routine, your own thinking, not wanting to change your way of thought and not being willing to adapt to what the situation needs from you. You can really be attached to your fanciful ideas and your impractical ways out there. So you can feel really alone when the energy is on the low side, underdeveloped. Fixed energy, I will just tell you, wherever you have this fixed energy in your chart, your energy is all in or all out. there is not the flexibility with these houses and with these signs. This is where you're kind of extreme and you live at the extreme margins. So what do you need to generate, or what do you need to reduce, turn the power off from, and get rid of? So what are you trying to get rid of, and what are you trying to grow? That's what the fixed signs and the fixed houses are wanting to do. So not a lot of people will talk about this, but here's the trick and the irony. Sometimes fixed energy, and especially the transits in fixed energy, the transits to your fixed energy signs or planets, is not just looking for where do you need to dig in more and give more, but where do you need to end things and where do you need to cut things off right now. Fixed signs truly are black and white. To live or to die is the question, and they do not create compromise. That is the mutable signs. So fixed signs are figuring out how to have their cake and how to eat it too. So mutable signs can figure out how to have their cake and how to eat it too. But fixed signs are trying to either grow something or let something die. It's very extreme. So when you're having a transit or a prominent planet in a fixed sign or a fixed house, you have to ask yourself, what do you need to let go of and what are you trying to grow? And those are big questions. And they're big questions because they are the important keys to life. They represent the life and death cycle of living. So really let that sink in. Wherever you have this fixity in your chart, this is the place in your chart that is very, very extreme. I took a class from Tara All and she gave me great insight. And by the way, I feel like if you learn something from another astrologer, give them credit. If you're going to go talk about it out there in the world, give them credit for their thoughts, because that's how you make the astrology community grow. So Tara All gave me this great insight into understanding fixed signs. And going around the natural wheel, fixed signs always come after cardinal signs. And I'm going to take you through this cool exercise that I learned through her. What was really cool is she learned it from her first teacher, Laura Nalbandian, who also happened to be my first teacher. So I thought that was really cool too. And I remember learning this from Laura. I really, really started to study it when Tara taught a class on it, and I loved it. So I want to share it with you. So she talks about how signs want to bring value, meaning, and purpose to what is initiated by the prior cardinal sign. And this is the easiest way for you to see how and what the fixed energy sign does and what it wants and what its motivation is in your own chart. In the wheel, we will look for Aries and where Aries is in your chart. And Aries is the very first sign, and it's the very first cardinal sign. The signs go in order always: cardinal, fixed, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable, all a way around all 12 signs. So Aries is cardinal, Taurus is fixed, Gemini is mutable, Cancer is cardinal, Leo is fixed, Virgo is mutable, Libra is cardinal, Scorpio is fixed, Sagittarius is mutable, Capricorn is cardinal, Aquarius is fixed, and Pisces is mutable. So saying that, Tara suggests that we start by looking at where we have Aries in our chart and which is the first fixed sign. And so Aries is the cardinal sign that initiates self-existence. I am. And it initiates myself and my life and what I want. And we could think of ourselves as being born with this Aries right to our existence. I exist. Taurus, the fixed sign that comes after Aries, is about bringing value, meaning, and purpose to me, my identity. Who am I? Taurus wants to valueize, if you will. It wants to make meaning out of who am I being? When we want to make value out of or make meaning from our identity, it is oftentimes through what we do. Oftentimes we do this through what we have, or what we do is what determines our self-worth. Our self-confidence comes from that, our self-esteem. So I want you to think about that is what Taurus is trying to bring self-worth to your chart, and it's trying to implement wherever you have Aries in your chart, it's trying to implement that energy in a meaningful way. So it's trying to grow what Aries wants. You have to go look and see where Aries is at in your chart. And let's say you have a ninth house Aries. Well, you might want to grow your education. You might want to travel. And now you go out into the world that requires a big education, that requires intelligence, that requires understanding multicultural issues, right? That's Aries in the ninth house. And that's how you extract meaning, value, and purpose in your life, by becoming that very thing. Okay, so let's move on to the second cardinal sign. So go find Cancer in your chart, and Cancer initiates getting in touch with the deeper part of you, with your inner self, plus your home, your family, your mother, your emotions, the deepest, most private part of you. It will show you your inner world of emotions. So now Leo, being the fixed sign that follows Cancer, the second cardinal sign, wants to bring value, meaning, and purpose to my inner private self, my emotions, through the power of self-expression, authentic expression, and creativity, growing my creativity and creating my feelings into maybe a creative self-expression. So this is why Leo has a deep desire to take what's inside of me and put it out there into the world. And Leo wants to be remembered somehow eternally. They want to be immortalized. Something that lives creatively inside of me is going to be birthed, or wants to be birthed and put into the world in a way in which I will be forever remembered. And that is how Leo wants to show its value, its meaning, its relativity, and its purpose through this inner creativity being expressed in the world. So let's go look at Libra. So Libra is the third cardinal sign, and Libra is about relationships, and it initiates connection. It initiates having a bond. It initiates relationships. And so the fixed sign that follows Libra, I know you guys all know it, it's Scorpio. And how does Scorpio bring value, meaning, and purpose to the relationship that it is in? Well, through bearing it all, through the naked truth of the relationship, through intimacy, and through transforming the relationship from I to we. This is the process of finding someone that we trust enough to be boldly intimate and loyal to, someone we can merge with at the deepest of levels. So who is a part of me? What are our shared resources? How do we have two souls that become one? With Libra, we initiate relationship, cardinal sign, and Scorpio wants to know, what can we do with this relationship? How can we grow this relationship through trust, loyalty, transformation, and intimacy? What is the value of us? Do you bring value to our relationship? Do I bring value to our relationship? So with Scorpio, this is where in our charts we level up our relationships. So finally, the last cardinal sign is Capricorn, and which is about initiating our legacy, our public identity, our true calling, and how we want, or how the world just experiences us and our talent and our calling. So it is our offering and how I am contributing to the community and to the world. And you're seeing mine right now. Aquarius is the fixed sign that follows Capricorn, and it brings value, meaning, and purpose to the public sense of self. Who am I in the community, in the world? It finds its value by improving, by innovating their offering to the community. So I will innovate and I will improve some way, somehow, your knowledge of astrology. And I hope you will remember me for that, right? So that is how the Aquarius energy in your chart, fixed air, can operate by growing, I should say, that which the Capricorn energy is asking of you. Here's what I can do with my public image, or my public sense of self, my public standing, and my public position. Here's what I can do with it, right? Taylor Swift. Yes, she's a singer. She has almost 300 million people, that's almost all of the United States, although it's all around the world. And she went out and asked people to sign up, getoutthevote.com or something to go register to vote 2 days ago. And do you know that there were so many people that went and did it? More than 40,000 people went instantaneously to go get out the vote and register to vote. And it shut down the whole system. It broke the internet. And so what I'm saying is that's kind of like what the fixed air sign can do with its platform. So what are you doing with your platform for the greater good of the world, right? I know she's a singer, but she just got 40,000 people to register to vote just by using that platform. That's Capricorn Aquarius. Isn't this interesting? The fixed houses really do commit to the mission of the previous cardinal house or sign. So they create, are you ready? Are you ready for this? I'm sorry, I'm just so excited. I know this video has a little bit more energy in it, but they create the loyalty to the plan. The fixed signs bring the mission. They contain the desire and the mission and bring the ability to grow that mission in fertile soil and stick to it. Tara also taught me something very, very profound that she learned from reading Dane Rujar's works. She learned that Dane said that the fixed signs are the power signs because they release the power that they got from the cardinal energy. Let me say this in a different way too. So one is equinoxal power, equinox, and one is solstitial power, solstice power. And, try saying that 3 times. So this is what I learned through Tara studying Dane's work. So we credit this to Dane, but I found this through Tara. The equinox power, the equinoxial power, has 2 cardinal signs, Aries and Libra, that start the equinoxes, the day and the night equinoxes. Following those 2 signs, and I know you guys are a little bit advanced because you're watching my channel, following Aries and Libra are Taurus follows Aries and Scorpio follows Libra, which creates this equinox power. Aries and Libra, those cardinal signs, bring an excess instability. They're not stable, and they're not. I mean, it's a myth that Libra is balanced, and Aries we know certainly isn't. That's all impulse. So Taurus and Scorpio need to introvert and go into and contain and focus the energy that they received from Aries and Libra to understand, to explore, and to release the power into the world in a productive way. Taurus and Scorpio are introverted yin signs. They are receivers, and they process energy in a very fixed and highly focused and slow and methodical way. The Taurus and the Scorpio energy take these giant tornadoes of energy that they get from Aries and Libra, and they bring it in, and they create a slow, high-focused steadiness from this really volatile cardinal energy. Now let's look at the solstitial power, that of the solstice signs, the Cancer and the Capricorn axis. We have got Leo following Cancer and Aquarius following Capricorn. And so they bring a social power to our charts. So where we have Cancer and Capricorn, we have deeply internalized energy that are very focused, maybe even too focused, maybe even too contained, right? And so they need the yang fixed signs of Leo and Aquarius to take what Cancer and Capricorn have so internalized, and they need these fixed signs that are yang energy that create massive creative and innovative breakthroughs to put this out there into the world. So wherever you have Leo energy, you have a deep internal Cancerian energy that's just begging you to take what Cancer's trying to create and massively put that out there into the world. And it's scary to do so. So our fixed signs help us grow and help us grow up and help us on our journey to enlightenment. Isn't this exciting? So really study your fixed signs because they are going to teach you what you really value. What in your life do you really want to grow? What do you want to be loyal to? And what do you want to survive? They hold the life and death cycle. They are so profound and so powerful. So Taurus is growing and building and finding its merit and its worth in the material, concrete and financial world. Leo is growing and building and finding its merit and worth in the creative self-expression and the self-identity in the world, putting my authentic creative talents into some sort of format that you can then witness and see and experience. Scorpio is growing and building and finding its merit and its self-worth in understanding its own soul's code and transforming its life and healing its wounds and finding all of those answers through the art of intimacy. Intimacy inside a bond with another person. Aquarius is growing and building its merit and its self-worth through its intellect and through understanding its social aspects and attachments to humanity and within its community. Another way to say this is, in understanding the fixed signs, you have to realize that there is a deep attachment to a very important theme in your life. So where you're fixed, you have deep attachments to those subject matters by house and by planet. So I want you to start to understand what do the houses mean, and you can find that video on my channel. I also want you to know that if you are a super supporter or a superstar super supporter, you get all the content in this video. So I encourage you, just for a couple of dollars, come and be a member so you can listen to the whole entirety of this video, which I will have available for all of my members on Wednesdays at 9:30 a.m. And I really appreciate you being here. And if you are not a member, I think you'll still receive a lot of really great information, but you get all of this video if you are a member. And so it's just my small way of being able to say thank you, members, for making such a commitment to this channel. And I am so grateful. It's you that really allows me to do this great work. So as a Taurus, we can become attached and easily overly. You get the rewards from your fixed energy by signs and by houses through devotion, through your stick-to-itiveness, through your tenacity, your ferocity, and your loyalty to yourself. I hope so much you guys love this video. I love doing it for you. I hope you learned a lot. I wanted to roll some golden nuggets down your hill. Thank you so much for being a super supporter or a superstar super supporter joining this channel. Please like and subscribe. It means the world to me. And from my house here in Seattle, Washington, to wherever you live at in the world, thank you for being on this astrological journey with me. Take good care of yourself. Bye for now.